everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back if this is your second DC Stargirl Season 2 episode review. It's gonna be a while before I got used to that. I'm a little bit tired, but I was up pretty early, and if you can tell by the background, I'm recording this during daytime because, so I was gonna do this last night, but a little thing called baseball preempt the slot, so I have not yet seen. I didn't see this episode live, nor the Superman Lois finale, which I will be doing so once I'm done with these reviews I'm doing two of them back to back, just to make it easier in my life. So this week on Stargirl, we're progressing along the story, and I'm still liking the slow pace. This kind of felt a little bit more like, you know, the excitement built up a bit, but not in terms of like the thing I love. Well, the thing I loved about Stargirl, I love about Stargirl is that we don't have to do the villain of the week. We don't have to like find a reason why do we need random villains to have these meaningless battles in this small town. We don't need to do that. We focus on the characters. And this week, while we are taking a bit of more of like a step up with our villains this season, this was definitely introducing yet another member of the future JSA and trying to flesh out this universe and trying to flesh out more of what we know already so far. So with this being the arrival of the newest member, well, semi-new member. I think she will be in the future, but not quite right now, to be honest with you. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode. I really did. This was a nice, fun introduction to a new character, continuing what we're getting to with each of the characters. Like, slow build-up. It's a 13-episode long season, so I'm not surprised we're not blowing our load entirely. It's the right amount of pace so far. That's what I'm loving about it, so. And also, I've been talking all day today in the morning, so I need tea. Oh, I love my orange. It always refills me up. Anyway, let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Stargirl. So we begin with a couple of flashbacks. So not really flashback, more like side stuff to the story. So we begin first with Cindy's mom, Icicle's latest, Dragon King's trophy wife, Cindy's stepmom. She's been living the life. I have no idea what happened back there. I'm pretty sure my TV said "fuck you," and because so again, Stargirl for some reason on the CW, even though like technically they post their episodes for free, they do not have it on my TV provider because yes, I still have cable. That's the only way I can watch all these things live. I have Soccer Be First. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about the mom. So it's been some time. She's been kind of pretty much been cooped up in the house for like 6 months, mortgage free. It's taken her this long to finally leave. I mean, I would have assumed like Dragon King's died back in like what, October, November. So I would have already like packed the bags already, but no, she was still slumming it there. Now she's finally getting ready to leave. She has a little bit of like a breaking fest montage just to indicate that I'm free. I no longer have to deal with some husband I rarely see and a stepdaughter who absolutely hates me. But as she was about to leave, Cindy comes through the door ready to come back home. And just to make sure that Mama stays in her place, she whips out the Eclipso crystal that kind of puts her under his influence, so she will obey everything Cindy has to command, and basically she's going to be Cindy's new maid from now on. Also, again, I'm surprised that the electric company and the mortgage company has not yet taken away the house, since I'm pretty sure the house is still under mortgage, or I mean, I don't know. Anyway, the other side thing to know about before we get to the main story is that in some point in Wisconsin, a young girl named Jenny is about to leave a foster home. She's outgrown the system. The orphanage needs her bed for new kids to come in that are, you know, actually kids. Jenny's not really arguing or fussing that much. She's just ready to go and, you know, start her own independent life somewhere else. But before she is able to leave, the orphanage head keeper gives her a kind of like a present that was meant for her, you know, when she turned a specific age. I guess she's 16 or 17. I'm pretty sure to keep in line with everyone else, I'm pretty sure she's 16. But she does kind of look like 18, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Whatever her age is, I don't know. But the thing to keep important here is that. Also, they're kicking her out on her birthday. Like, it's her birthday and you're kicking her out of the house. I mean, I know, like, technically, age-wise, she's done, but I'm like, come on. It's the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. Couldn't you literally like wait to like, okay, we'll give you a couple days like to just to celebrate and then just unwind and get ready to go. But no, literally on her birthday, she's gone. Like that's kind of like that's really mean. That was really mean. But moving onwards from that, the thing that she got left behind in a freaking like a freaking almonds or like a basically like a mouth breath freshener box, a tin. Sorry, I never use them. I apologize. She opens it up and she finds like a little card that was meant for her brother that she got separated with once I'm pretty sure Alan Scott died, the original Green Lantern, during the ISA invasion. And the other thing is a ring. Obviously, of course, finally, it has taken Diggle more than a year to show us his ring, and then this new girl shows off her ring, and literally 1 minute after her debut. So I'm like, get on your game, Arrowverse. Get on your game. Well, I know that technically this is Arrowverse's multiverse. I get that. But okay. Nitpicking over, the ring suddenly activates, and it starts pushing her towards something. So she heads onwards in that direction. And then we cut to present day after Courtney and Jenny's fight. And of course, obviously, Pat, Barbara, Pat's son are just like confused and dumbfounded. Like, we literally just told you no more Stargirl. Not even the first night is over, you already used the staff. And the staff have some rivalry, some beef going on with the ring. Wanting to go for like, go round 2, motherfucker. Round 2, let's go. Let's go. And Courtney's like, no, go to your crate. Go to your crate. Go away. You're not needed for the rest of the episode. We need to save money. But immediately afterwards, Jenny introduces herself to be the daughter of Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, making her a legacy similar to Rick. Pat is seemingly just fact-checking in his brain. Things seem to line up. And, of course, given how this is a small, happy town, small town area, they decide to let her sleep over the night. And she takes over Courtney's room. And while she's in Courtney's room, she's just in shock or just in disbelief that this is a normal teenage girl's life, having a family, having a room to herself, having pictures of her friends and family, just all that sort. And meanwhile, Courtney downstairs just sleeping with the dog. Pat decides to calm down, give her a little bit of a talk. Like, listen, give her a chance. She's still out of it. She's confused. Don't immediately think of her as a villain. And of course, Courtney being in like, there's a villain out there. There has to be a villain out there. We have to have some purpose to keep being heroes. She's still thinking like she's probably a spy. She's probably maybe a secret double agent. Like, we need to be on guard here. And you're literally letting this girl stay in my house. Well, stay in our house. But regardless of her suspicions, Pat doesn't really clamor them to be legit, so he leaves them alone. The next morning, Jenny's already making her mark on the family. She's already fixed the table. She made them all like a delicious, nice pancake breakfast. So basically, the entire Whitmore Dugan family's already won over. So just Courtney. And also, Courtney has to start summer school right away. Apparently, there is no mini break in between schools. No, you just immediately go to summer school. No questions asked. So she heads over there while Pat decides to take Jenny to the shop so that she can start practicing with the Green Lantern ring or just how to charge up the lantern, that sort of thing. So they're going to get acquainted with that. Courtney wants to join along, but obviously summer school. She already bailed out once. She can't bail out again. Nothing she could do. So she heads over to summer school, and she's kind of already in immediate surprise that Yolanda's there. But Courtney's like, wait, Yolanda, aren't you already like a straight A student? Don't you not need it? And apparently her parents just signed her up for this so that she can stay out of trouble this summer. I'm like, oh my God. These parents will not let shit go. Okay, it was one nude photo. Okay, it was one. Okay, because I still remember episode 4. I still remember that episode to like almost to a heart. And I'm just like, dude, it's been almost a year. The picture's out there. Everyone seems to have moved on from them. The people who were even responsible for these photos aren't even in the school anymore, or sadly they're dead. So what do you care about? It's not like Yolanda's still getting blacklisted. She has new friends. She has a whole new life. It's like, come on, move the fuck on already. But now, plus I'm pretty sure they needed a reason to keep Courtney sane in summer school, maybe just to keep the actors and actresses all together. who knows the reasons. Rick is also supposed to be there, but he doesn't show up for the roll call. He's still up in the woods. He's about to drop off 4 pizzas for Solomon, which we still don't get to see. But also, how does Rick get all this money? I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't steal it, but how the fuck does he afford all this food? I'm actually serious. Like, I'm pretty sure his uncle's just not giving him like every day like $50 just to spend on food. That's like obscene. So, regardless of that, I believe. Also, I'm really sorry. My throat is just really dry today. Yeah, so back at the shop, Pat's new partner / forceful business partner finishes a flamethrower attachment for the striped suit, and while they're both amazed considering the fact, I honestly thought this guy was just going to be like a comedic relief. No, he's actually doing improvements, and he's not blabbing, so I'm like, damn, they found their man in the chair once we get to that point in the show, hopefully. So once he leaves, they started to work on the lantern. Pat wants to just deconstruct it so he can see how does it work, since the ring supposedly needs to be recharged every day with the lantern, otherwise it doesn't work, and the ring hasn't been charged in like over a decade, so there's some confusion there. But however, when Pat starts to open it up, it starts to react negatively and, throws away all the tools that he was going to use to open it up. He then presumes that because Jenny's the current ring holder and the ring and the lantern are kind of related, and the ring holder are kind of like just they're connected somehow. He thinks that if Jenny's emotions are too riled up, it might prevent them from opening the lantern. Plus, you don't really want to open a very ancient piece of alien technology, so careful there, Pat. Careful. So then they decided to go into some basic Green Lantern training, because she asks, like, what does the ring really do? And besides a lot of other things that we know in the comics, basically the main thing is that she can construct anything with her mind via the ring. So she tries to harness the power originally. It doesn't really work, and obviously Pat tells her, like, listen, it's your first time trying to use the ring to its regular potential, so give yourself a little credit that it's not 100% at the first try. But at the second time, it's different, because she manages to construct a replica of a car, and I'm just like, serious? Already? Like, you're really trying to one-up Courtney here. You're trying to do this. Back at the cafeteria, Courtney's just bitching about Jenny, and obviously Yolanda's trying to be a good friend. I'm pretty sure I can tell Yolanda's facial expression, like, she doesn't want to be there, and Courtney's not really acknowledging her problems, so to speak. Like, she's just like taking it in, like, just like hearing all of Courtney's complaints, but not really Yolanda doing the same to Courtney. It's not really happening like that. But then even when Courtney tries to like plead to her, like, Jenny's a bad person. She could be bad. We can't trust her right away. We need to keep our distance from her. And even when she whips out a to-go pancakes that I'm pretty sure she took from home, even Yolanda's like, it's good. It's really good. And Courtney tries it, and I'm like, yeah. So they leave for that. We head over back to the shop where everyone's meeting up. Damn, there's so many names to remember. I apologize. What was it? Jenny is doing even another bigger construct with Beth and Rick there as an audience in a maze. Courtney and Yolanda arrive. Obviously, Yolanda's like very surprised already about this person, these new powers they have in store for them. Yolanda's already friendly with her. Courtney's still trying to stay her distance, but eventually Courtney's attitude becomes too much for her to hold back, and she kind of explodes a little bit on Jenny, and Jenny kind of takes it as a sign, like, yeah, I think I should go now. Everyone else starts to follow suit, and Pat's like, why are you doing this? That was really, really mean. Like, this is not you. This is definitely not you. Also, I forgot to mention, a new villain rolls into town. Anyone that pops in like a very suspicious car and in a very suspicious outfit with a very suspicious hat, I'm like, this is super villain alert. No one's up the wiser, but he immediately heads over to Barbara's place of business, which I'm assuming is still operating even after Icicle's death. Like, I know it's like a city, it's like a town council thing, so he wasn't really like fully paying for everything. I get that, but I'm like, oh damn, that's a lot. So anyway, this guy, Richard Spade, something like that, he's in town and he wants to buy some of Icicle's former magical possessions that he gotten over the years. And Barbara's like, well, I'll take it up with the rest of the council, and if we approve to sell them to you, we'll let you know. And he's like, good, I'll stay in town for a little bit longer. Just let me know. I will come back for you, because the business card he left for her does not contain a phone number or an email. And I'm like, is this dude very old-fashioned that he doesn't put his phone number on there? I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a phone, but I'm just still saying, just to keep up with appearances. Barbara gets a little bit of like a sneaky feeling off him, so she decides to give Pat a call while he's kind of lecturing Courtney a little bit while she's watching the others kind of, they manage to bring her back and calm her down a little bit, and they're just talking about like her and like where she came from and all that sort. And before Pat leaves, Pat just says to Courtney, look, you were once like that, like, lost, like you knew about this power, but you didn't know where it exactly came from. You were like that last year. And you were alone at first, but now there's a potential for another person here that you can like make it easier for her this transitional period, but you're not. You just think that because she's, I guess I know like you want to like be in all fighting villain mode, but there's a lot of layers to being a superhero. One of the aspects of being a superhero is to help people and to be there for them. And you're not really achieving that much lately. You've just been morally focused on getting the bad guys, regardless if there even is any bad guys for them to fight. That's enough to kind of convince Courtney for a little bit while Pat steps out for a bit. Also across town, Cindy's stepmom is having her own eclipsal visions. And he's just telling her, like, look, you shouldn't trust her. She's evil. Like, the first chance you get, you should kill her. Kill your stepdaughter. Do it. Just do it. I believe, yes. So from there, Courtney talks to Jenny about just like everything and just like asking for her forgiveness. But the thing that triggered Jenny was that every time Courtney spoke, because Courtney's just speaking of Jenny as like as a perfect protege, that she has everything on her finger, and then now that she has this power, she's going to be an even greater hero. But Jenny blows up at her, is like, I don't have everything. I don't have parents. I don't have a home. All I got is this ring. All I want is to find my brother. And all I got is this ring and a stupid lantern that really I have no real purpose for. So in anger, she hits the lantern, and it causes the energy inside to start to fluctuate. And everyone's just like worried, like, oh God, what do we do? Pat goes by the diner to kind of just do a little survey on this Richard Spade character and just to see what's up with him. He's doing a little bit of a gag with the waitress about like, I need some good tea. Your mango something does not fly with me. But I will admit, if you're watching this, actor who plays Richard Spade or The Shade, Orange and Honeybush, my recommendation. Anyway, so Pat does some recon. He talks to him a lot, and although, yeah, he's clearly like something fishy's off with this guy, and even Pat gets a little bit of a bad feeling about him. The encounter doesn't last too long because the Green Lantern energy starts circulating around town, and Pat decides to go out to go investigate while Shade's just sipping his tea, or about to start sipping his tea. From that moment onwards, we head to the park where Rick and the others are bringing the Green Lantern lantern there, because they just don't know where else this can go, because if it blows up, they want to get it to as far away as many people as possible. Pat shows up. He starts to it could be the emotions, but that wouldn't really make sense right now given this current moment. And Courtney decides, you can absorb the power. Like, if it's reacting to you, you must be connected somehow. So maybe you can absorb the power so that you can stop this full explosion thing from happening. And she does so, but it becomes too much, and the lantern explodes. It explodes everywhere. At first, they think she's dead, and I'm like, oh, great, there goes another superhero. There's another reason why we can't have a Green Lantern in the show, everyone. But no, she actually survived, except the entire power of the lantern is now in her. She's now become a full Green Lantern. I'm just like, cool, bro. But we don't get much resolution on that front this week, as the next morning Courtney's happy that she potentially has a new teammate, a new friend, but apparently Jade already skipped town at some point during the day or night, and she's a little bit bummed out by it, but she's probably off there to go find her brother. Now she has this new power, and we'll see how that comes up later on. I'm trying to forget if we forgot something with this. I think that wrapped up everything for everyone this week. Besides I know Jenny's stepmom decides to tag Jenny when she's coming home, and even when that's happening, obviously Jenny being not Cindy. Oh my god, like Jenny's Cindy. Like, okay, next week's gonna be easier for me because I don't think Jenny's on next week. But I'm like, my head's spinning. I'm sorry. Cindy's stepmom is about to attack Cindy, and Cindy protects herself with her training, but Eclipso takes over for a bit and finishes the job by decimating her body, as we'll call it. The body's decimated. Cindy puts him in his place, and he's like, "I apologize. I was just trying to defend you. It won't happen again." Wink. And oh yeah, the last thing that I forgot to mention was now I just remembered is Courtney goes downstairs to apologize to Pat that, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I've been more of the superhero side of things lately. I'm going to try and do a balance of, being a daughter, a sister, a student, everything before Stargirl." And then Pat grants her wish because he reports to her that, "Hey, I followed up on a lead that your mom sent me. I might have found this old ancient villain, the final ASA villain, Shade. The Shade. I think he's in town, and I think we need to go find him." And Courtney's immediately like, she already drops the facade, like, "I'll get my staff." And I'm like, oh, great. Like, next week's going to be like, this is all Courtney's been waiting for. Like, we have a new villain. We have a new mission. We're going to go fight. We're going to go kick some ass. And I understand that's the case, but I'm just saying, like, okay. Courtney literally learns her lesson. Then the next second, she's like, "Okay, I can go do this my old ways again." I'm like, great. I love this show so much. I really do. That does it for this week of the show. But again, I loved the introduction of this new Green Lantern. Jenny feels like a natural fit. She has some personal stuff to get through before I assume she'll join the cast full time next time around. She'll pop in and out. I'm assuming they can't just introduce this new JSA member and then just have her go away. She's gonna come back. She'll be back. I like the Shade as a character. He seems very British, very eccentric, very sneaky, as you per se. I like him already. He doesn't seem to be... He's a man that controls his temper. A lot of villains can't control their temper. You saw what happened last season. I can't wait to know more about him and his story, like why he's separated from the ISA or why he didn't show up when it was time for him to show up last season. There's a lot of like big question marks left over. There's a lot. So I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. I'm trying to remember anything else. Overall, I'm sorry if I'm blanking things a little bit here. I talked about literally most of them already. I feel like eventually we're gonna have to like get to that point where Yolanda, we're like, Bev Bev didn't really have much to do this week. Like her storyline was just shelved for this week. So hopefully we get to go back to that. I want to see these characters continue their emotional journeys as there's still so much for them to do, especially with Yolanda. Why is Rick taking care of this damn Solomon Grundy and all that sort? And I'm just really curious to see how the story progresses. It's only 2 episodes in and we still have 11 more to go, but I'm just saying, like, I'm really curious to see how things are going to progress and how things are going to keep going onward, especially with the whole Eclipso thing. Eclipso is going to be, when we already saw the promo image from like earlier this year, but like when we do get to really see Eclipso in action, I'm really hoping for like some fire. We got a little bit of a sneak peek this week during that stepmom scene. I'm like, oh man, I really want to see what power he's made of. I really want to see. But until then, I give this episode 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it oh so much. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this week's episode of Stargirl? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always open for conversation down there, so please drop a comment. But until then, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 2nd season of DC's Stargirl Season 2. If you want to know what we're doing overall on What's in the Tube besides our Stargirl reviews, we are currently doing Walker reviews each and every Friday mornings after a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. We have wrapped up our episode reviews. This Friday is going to be the Season 1 review. No spoilers there. And then when we come back, and then next week we're going to do the Season 2 predictions video, so stay tuned for that. You can also catch us doing every Heels episode reviewed each and every Monday morning after a brand new episode on Sunday nights on Stars. That's still pretty new for me to say, to be honest with you. Still haven't gotten the rigmarole around that. I believe, yeah, that's it. But if you only care about Stargirl, you're in luck. We'll be back next week, Wednesday. I don't know our time slot. We got a little bit mixed up with the weekend because of me going away. We'll be back on next week, Wednesday, for the next episode review. I can't wait for that. We're finally going to see the JSA meet the Shade, so I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. But again, this has been What's Up 2 from ActionX. Please subscribe to ActionX on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring that bell for notification when our next Stargirl review is live, which is normally each and every Wednesday mornings. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, but it helps us get it out there to other members of the Stargirls that are out there in support for the show and for anything else. It helps us beat up that YouTube algorithm that hates me ever so much, and as well as sharing is always for free here on the internet. And please follow us on social media, including our brand new Instagram page that is still very much in need of work. So follow us all there. But again, for all you members of the Stargirls, I'll see you all next week for the next episode review. But until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.